We have to reflect. And reflection sometimes is dangerous. You think it's shallow water, and without being, very well establish all of your tools, you jump into that, and you are in trouble. So reflection is not venting and complaining. Reflection is, how can we make this better? Come to us. If you come to us and you come to my face and you say, you're worthless, everything stinks about the school, the buses are late, the food is bad, your breath smells, it's dead. That's not reflection, that's not communication. The same way we don't go to the child and say, hey, dummy, you should know how to solve this problem. That's how we do these things. Take a breath, count to 10 before you go and call, a teacher or any professional who works for 30 years dummy. Or we don't wake up in the morning and say, aha, who I'm going to make now suffer? Oh, yeah, the teacher doesn't like my daughter. Well, yeah, right. Yeah, especially in high school, they have 5 classes, 120 kids. Boy, it's tiring to hate 120 kids. Now, you all have bad days. You have bad days. But reflection and dialogue. Please have a dialogue. Not multiple monologues. Dialogue. See, the ancient Greeks, they had words for everything, right? So, and we have to celebrate. And we celebrate. We celebrate when the stakeholders, they have these barbecues, they give us lockers, they give us all of the beautiful stuff, the PTO and so forth. And I'm happy to say that we're going to give the PTO November 19th a beautiful place. They can sit down, they have couches, they will have a computer so it can help us raise money. Huh? What about that? And we'll give them a couch and nice with coffee and so forth. We celebrate. We really need to celebrate. It's important you celebrate with your children. It's important to celebrate with everybody. And of course, we celebrate the kids. Not only going after the kid when he gets a C or a B, go after and get an A and say, hey, what do you want? Do you want to go all night, clubbing? I'll drive you. They love you. All right. I say this so I can hear that. My daughter always said, Dad, And this is what we mean. I want to close with that. The first time in the history of an American Association of University Administrators, an association of university provosts and presidents and vice presidents and so forth, they took the time to pay attention to 13 little kids, grade of 9 and 10, together with 2 crazy, one really current principal, Mr. Kelly, and one former principal, Mr. Medeiros, that they were with these 13 little creatures, not 13, and they spent almost 2 weeks. We spent 4 days here with Peggy Pelons teaching them the leadership in the school, and it was so nice that they go home to the night, right? These people, they spend a week in the university. They have to deal with them with laundry. Tell you the stories. Some kids put all the clothes and they were with the underpants and they realized they didn't have enough coins. That's true story. And the police comes, the campus police, the university police, and here comes George, with the pens. And he says, sir, can you take me to 7-Eleven for some change? And they took him to 7-Eleven for change. Now, and these people took the time. They met the kids when we were meeting with the former Assistant Secretary of the State Department and asking her questions, how she can be, liberal and work under former President Bush. That's a 9th grader asked her. And she says, well, and she dancing around and she says, no. Tell us the truth. And she turns around to Mr. Medeiros and says, are these really 9th graders? Yeah. So these people, they said, somewhere in Athens, with all the riots, remember? The riots in Christmas, people burning things left and right and so forth. Here are these creatures, look at them. Look at them. They don't even look serious. They were not serious, obviously. And they say, we'll celebrate and we'll give you for the first time in the history an award. The other schools that they get an award are the Duke University and I think it's North Carolina's and universities. But we celebrate with them. That's the whole idea. And all of us, we should celebrate. So, really what we want to do, and I hope you allow us to do, is shaping the minds of young people with ethos in a holistic, meaningful, and harmonious way to make the world a better place to live in. Because we, in my generation, we did a bad job. We destroyed the environment, the economy, forget it, and we're not good role models. So if we don't rely on these young people to make something different, I think we're all in trouble. I don't want even to think how it's going to be my 90s, the age of the 89 and 90 with all of the corruption, doctors, you know, operating in the wrong part of your body and so forth. So you are partners in that. We cannot be effective, we cannot be productive, we cannot be successful unless you join us. And I don't mean just pay your tuition. That's not good enough. Join us. Come. Push us. But remember, with a dialogue. Because some of these wonderful people doing that for 39 years. And some of them, they elect to stay after they can retire and be in the beach and enjoy, to stay here. There is one reason for that. They love what they do. And I hope that you will be able to do that. And my twin brother wants really to thank you for your support. Questions or donations? Now, a long time ago, you used to walk and the knots they were walking, but now it's old now. Questions or reception? One question? Yes?
I want to know more about the dormitory. I saw it listed, but I don't know what they are.
Well, the idea is the following. We tried in a sporadic way to give an opportunity to third generation, in particular Greek Americans, to come back and taste Greece, but also in a high quality education. And as usual, every experiment we have to try it, and my wife and I, crazy enough, we hosted a child from Seattle for one semester. And the experience for the child was incredible. So this year we have 2-3 others that they found forgotten relatives and so forth. They came from New York, they came from Washington, D.C., and they spent a year here, and they love it. So, since one of our member of the Board of Trustees is the Executive Director of the Archdiocese of the United States, he said, what about if we create a vehicle so every year we can have 50 of these kids coming, spend a year, understand this international environment, and in the meantime go back and be good ambassadors of what they see. In the meantime, what we want also to pair this with available apartments for faculty that we bring in from abroad, because it's a very, very difficult situation. So the idea is to enhance the experience of the kids coming here, but also our kids. Now, in order to build up the dormitory, again, the number one element at this point is to resolve the issue of zoning. And the minute we resolve the zoning, we'll move into get permits and do the analysis and so forth. We have sent our business manager to Thessaloniki to spend time with other schools like Anatolia, that they have a dormitory to learn what happens. But that's pretty much the idea. So we want to enhance our kids' experience, but also coming from the States.